moving forward on that, when you go through qualifications and experience for security and protection prior to 2022, we'll break it down by Dan Flood, Brian Harpole, and Greg Schaefer. Okay. So starting with Dan Flood. He's prior Marine. He specialized in counterterrorism while in the Marines. He was in Marines from 97 to 03. Not a particular long time, but whatever. His security and protection career experience prior to 2022, when he went to work for TPUSA as a security director, was only at Schaefer Security Group. From 2016 to 2022, working for Schaefer Security Group as on the TPUSA security team for Charlie. That's his only security protection career experience. Because in between all that, that's when in Trigger Smart Guy also brought up stuff like he took like a massive like break in like career detour. Spent 14 years, he says, as an executive in the animal health industry, honing management skills. Can you fucking believe that? He went from 97 to 03 in counterterrorism in the Marines to 14 years in the animal health industry, honing his management skills, then decides to come and do 6 years in protective career in the Schaefer Security Group, and then goes to be the TPUSA Security Director. It's quite a fucking leap, if you tell me.
Yeah, I was thinking the same thing.
Oh, and he has a bachelor's of science in commerce from A&M. So let's just throw that there. Brian Harpool. He has 14 years as a Texas law enforcement officer. Did patrol, SWAT, narcotics, bicycle unit. He did some training, worked some administration. Okay, so 14 years as a cop.
Hold on, could you not say narcotics?
Whatever. Then he moved on to Schaefer Security Group as well. He did the full 7 years with the TPUSA contract, which is one more than Dan Flood, because Dan Flood didn't come on until 2016. Again, that's aside from his law enforcement days, he protection and security career was only the Schaefer Security Group, working for the TPUSA contract for the Charlie Kirk unit, right?
Mm-hmm.
Before he left to start Rock House Integrity, right?
Yeah.
Now it says he has an honors graduate degree from Columbia College, but it doesn't say what it's in, but whatever. Now, Greg Schaefer, this guy is a fucking beast. Okay. So he did 11 years active duty in the Coast Guard. Now, us military guys, we give the Coast Guard a lot of shit, but this dude was one of those guys in the Coast Guard that you'd want to be, because he was a commanding officer of the U.S. Coast Guard Cutter Point Steel, which is an 84-foot patrol boat. Those guys do interdictions for the fucking like drug runner boats and stuff like that in the Gulf. Okay. This is that type of guy. Okay. A leader amongst leaders out there fucking doing shit as a captain of a boat. Okay. You know what I mean? So this dude lives, breathes, and bleeds leadership right there in the Coast Guard. Okay. Then he transitioned to the reserves. He was still in the Coast Guard reserves, but he went to the FBI and did 20 years in the FBI and retired from the FBI. Okay. In 2015, 6 years, he was an operator on the elite hostage rescue team. Okay. And when he retired in 2015, that's when he started Schaefer Security Group. Now, while he was in the FBI, he led major security events such as the 2011 NFL Super Bowl for counterterrorism assessment and security, the 2011 NBA Finals, the 2010 All-Star Game, and the 2010 and 2011 MLB World Series. He has led mass security details, anti-terrorism, and all kinds of mass events for protection and details and security. He did this for decades. Okay, he has unfathomable experience in leadership and planning and counterterrorism. All this guy has done for God knows how long.
Oh yeah.
He has his bachelor's in management from the Coast Guard Academy, and he has his master's certificate in strategic intelligence from the Australian Institute of Police Management. It's crazy. Then you have these two fuckers that worked for him and then go and start a security company with no leadership experience whatsoever and think that they can take over for this massive fucking political organization and do
They're
this.
They are the Temu fucking war dogs.
Yeah. Like,
fuck.
It's just that's why I say this is a leadership failure, and that why they hold some responsibility for why Charlie is dead, because there's clear, in our opinion, of alleged, just from what we see, corporate espionage, contract just
negligence.
But no, like, that's why I say that these guys hold some responsibility of why Charlie died, because they have zero fucking leadership experience. They can't equivalate the fact that they have experience in protection, because to me, this is, you kind of answer your question of why was Brian Harpole on the ground there? He's not an operator. No, well, he technically is. That's all he knows. So he wants to be on the ground because that's all he's fucking done. He doesn't know how to be a leader and command and direct. He wants to be on the ground doing what he knows. So when he responds to the situation at hand, like, okay, cool, I'm gonna go jump in, do everything. But he doesn't know how to plan and lead and make sure everything is good, because he's just doing what he knows best and being there in the shit.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? So, that's why I'm saying it's like, this is a leadership failure. He should not have been on the ground. He shouldn't have owned that fucking company. Schaefer should have never lost that contract. I think that if Greg Schaefer, I don't want to say 100%, obviously, you just don't know what's going to happen, but there would have been a much, much less likelihood that Charlie would have died if Schaefer never lost that contract, because Schaefer knew what the fuck he was doing.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. Well, and then beyond that, they had 13 guys on that detail, right?
Yeah, and before you go too far with that, the guy I don't know if you remember in that Trigger Smart was saying that there's conflicting reports of whether it was 12 or 13, because some reports say 12, some reports say 13. So now we're like, okay, well, who's the 13th guy? Like, what's going on here?
Yeah, who's the 13th man?
Exactly.
But here's my thing, and that wasn't a terribly large venue. So to have 13 guys on a venue that small, that's kind of weird for starters. So just because, on those kind of security details, you run teams, and I could see you running 2 teams, possibly maybe 8 guys, because a team would be 4 guys. But having 13 guys, so that many guys in a small venue like that, where the shot came from, how many yards away? 200 yards away?
It was between 100. It was between 150 and 200 or something like that.
Okay, whatever the fucking shot came from, supposedly. Here's the thing: having 13 guys on that op, why did you not have someone scanning the roofs? Like, even if they weren't running a drone, because so the security detail is there for honestly, mainly for the security bubble. So right around whoever's being protected. Okay, now you've got the secondary layer where that's going to look at your further out positions and potential threats. Well, if they had already discussed the threat in the OPSEC of the roofs, why didn't Harpool sit down with his team in his pre-op briefing and say, listen, This is in a recessed venue. We've got some overhead vantage points. We're going to go heavy here, so we're not going to run a 6-man team or 2 8-man teams. We're going to run 12, 13 guys. And this is the security bubble, so this is a protection bubble right here. This guy, this guy, this guy, this is all your different positions. Here's where you're looking. Here's where you're scanning. So you're going to scan in waves. So I'm going to be looking here in this area. This guy over here, he's going to scan here, so he's going to overlap and see part of where I'm seeing. And they've got it it all coned out to the fatal funnel.
Yeah.
And then you're going to have guys that are in a higher position where that area over the top of Charlie would have been a phenomenal perch, where you could have had 2 guys up there, one on each end, or 3 that are looking at everything in front of them, to the 12 o'clock, and you're looking at every rooftop around there. You're going to see the moment. Hold on. This is how much it pisses me off.
Well, you remember that fucking screenshot I sent you, that where there's a clear, like, it was someone in the crowd who was just taking a video, whatever like that, and you zoom in, there is at one point there is a cop on the overhead and that's behind Charlie, where the 10, you got like the walkway that's above Charlie behind him right now.
Mm-hmm.
There is a cop at one point over there with direct eyesight to where they say the shot came from.
Mm-hmm.
But then not too long before the shot, he just all of a sudden disappears. Why did that cop leave? Where the fuck did he go?
Yeah.
But again, like you're saying, right now, granted, the crowd got crazy big, crazy fast in that area. There was they estimated about 3,000 people, and they weren't expecting it. And that's a lot of people. So a 13-man detail to your thing is justifiable, but you are right that there is no reason why at least one person could not be eyes up.
I would run 3 guys. I would run 3 guys on that overwatch position behind them.
But I'm saying there's, like, you're saying 1, 3. I'm saying there's no reason why at least one could not. You know what I mean?
Yeah. So hypothetically, you're looking out from behind. You're watching, okay? So like you're watching me. So this is the top of a fucking building you can see. All you see is the flat surface, right?
Yep.
You see the mesa of the building. So
Yep.
if you see someone from a distance pop up and coming across and stop and get down, you can see that. That's a threat. That's someone that's not supposed to be there. So you might have different buildings around, but on those buildings, you'll see someone get up and coming across. That's a threat. And if you're sitting here and you're scanning,
especially someone who's in all black in a very bright, non-cloudy day,
buildings, white and gray fucking buildings.
And not only that, that guy that I sent you today, that fucking Green Beret that is very adamant that everything is true. God, what the fuck's his name? Gary something?
Gary, fucking idiot. Like it'd be one thing if he said it.
Yeah, okay,
not plausible, but possible.
Gary Melton, Paramount Tactical. Okay, Gary Melton, Paramount Tactical. There was a video that he had posted. He went to UVU and actually like walked. Apparently he did I retraced the steps and proved that this is what happened or whatever, right? And he went to the stairwell that that Brian Harpole said that he had texted the chief of police saying, hey, I'm told there's a stairwell with access to the roof, whatever like that, and then saying like, I got it or whatever like that. And so he's like, why would I send somebody when the chief of police says I got it, whatever like that? Maybe because you should do due diligence and make sure that your person is covered, right?
Mm-hmm.
But and whenever he walked up the stairs to the point, right, and and he's like, look, because it's still fenced off, like it doesn't
Yeah.
allow you to walk over there right now. But he like was viewing his phone and everything like that. And even when with his phone, he kind of zoomed into where it was. There is no here's the thing. There is no upward point. It just goes straight to the edge. So again, there was nothing to even if there was like someone just scanning, there's nothing to like try to hide behind. Like you would have
So
saw
no concealment.
somebody. No, no, there was nothing.
Hence
Just so
why I said to you in the beginning is that is a horrible crow's nest.
yeah.
Horrible Overwatch point. You know, like no fucking, this is why this shit does not add up. It doesn't. And I'm going to give it like this. From the fucking point that Harpool and the other security detail that was on the ground, from the angle I looked at on fucking Google Earth, if they're scanning the crowd, and so they're going through waves, and they're scanning the crowd,
Even peripheral vision.
scanning up, yeah, scanning up, scanning over, scanning down, over, up, down, and they're watching everyone, looking for what fucking idiots. How fucking dumb do these motherfuckers have to be? And, in a Harpool, let's say he thought, hypothetically, that he sees someone on that fucking roof. He hasn't said that, but let's say he saw someone, and he's like, you know what? Campus security said that they've got that covered, right? But they didn't confirm with me what they were going to cover it with. That guy's got a fucking rifle. Hold on. Hey, Chief, you got a sniper on an Overwatch position? No? Oh, fuck. We got to get, Charlie out of here.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Common fucking sense. Common fucking sense. And there was no common sense given there.
Or you react, get your guy out of there until you can confirm that it's not a threat. Like you don't just trust, you don't just trust and then verify. You react and then you come back later. Like you.
Yeah, that crowd would have been fine if they said, hey, they get Charlie back behind the tent and say, we've got to check on a threat real quick, or fucking sneak someone up behind him where, God, there's about a million things, playing fucking Monday morning quarterback that should have been done. Yeah. But it's like, holy fuck, bro. Like, just bad operational sense. Like, horrible operational sense.